Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are back doing the NFL picks after a 2-week hiatus. We had taken one down because we were down in Jacksonville doing our college show for the Georgia Florida game, and then last week we had some technical issues. So this week we're back, week 10 NFL, about 30-ish minutes from kickoff. So we'll try to get these in as quick as we can for you, and then we'll have a chance to talk over some anytime touchdowns here in the end. But good week. Think it's going to be a good week. Hope it's going to be a good week. Manifest that ish, and let's get started. All right. So Lions Steelers is the first game up on the board here. I'm all about the Lions. We jumped on them, me and the chef. If you guys are just joining in, the chef and I were in the Circa Million contest. I'll have to update it. Next week, I'll update it with our current record. So you guys can follow us as we go. But this was one that we jumped on with the Lions +8 for Circa. And this was before they announced that Big Ben was out with COVID. So I actually got the Lions at +10. Love that game. I think the Lions have a good shot to win that one outright. I also like the under, and I believe I got that one at 45. So I like the under in that game as well. It'll be low scoring, gritty, like 17-13, that kind of game. Next one we got is the Browns Patriots. So I was initially on the Browns here. Still sort of am, but could also see the Patriots doing it to them. I ended up taking the under here. I took under at 49. I just think it's going to be sort of low scoring. The more that I think about it, though, and the more that I have thought about it this morning, I could definitely see the game going like 27-24, something like that, which would obviously put you over that number at 49 or over if you take it, at 45. So definitely pay in mind to those numbers. Play it where you think. Ask yourself how you envision the game finishing. What do you think the final score will be? And just go off of that. That's the best advice that I can give on that. Also, look at the numbers. You can look at the team's numbers, how they've done in their last couple of weeks, who they've played, that they've kind of matched up next to each other as well. And you can kind of base that over-under off of that and kind of those numbers as well. If you're more of a numbers person, totally get it. Definitely use all the tools you can when you're making these plays for sure. So Lions in the first one, and the under in the Steelers Lions, and then under in this Patriots Browns. Moving on, we're down to the Bills Jets. The Bills is one that we grabbed for Circa as well. I believe it was, I want to say it was 12.5. I ended up buying them down to 9.5 because after I love the Bills. This is my Super Bowl pick. I still think they're going to win the Super Bowl. But last week was incredibly suspect. So having said that, gotta take that into consideration. What's up, Dave? How's New York, man? You and me had well, I guess you ended up having a better day yesterday than I did because my game. We'll talk about that later in the week. We don't need to relive the past at this moment. Jaguars Colts is the next one we got up. I'm on Colts here. I actually bought them down to 6.5, but this is also another one that me and the chef took for Circa, or the chef and I took for Circa. And I believe, I want to say that one was at 10.5. That half point made me nervous with Circa. But I ended up buying them down. We'll see what we get with the Jags if they're, they've put 2 games in a row now. Solid looking game. Beat one of the best teams in the AFC last week, obviously holding them to 6 points. We'll see. This will be a big key game. We'll see what the Colts do. This is a big game for the Colts. They're riding that win streak. They need to keep it going if they want to stay alive in that division with Tennessee. So we'll see what happens. I'm on the Colts. We're on the Colts. Vikings Chargers. go to the next. I am on the over here. I initially liked the Vikings, and I got them down to, I believe it was 49. I like the over here. I was on the Vikings. I got talked off the ledge by the chef. The more we talked about that game, the more it just seemed sketchy. Ultimately, I think I would still be on the Vikings, though. I think Dalvin Cook's going to come out like a madman. We'll see what Kirk Cousins does. We'll see if he's the Kirk Cousins that he was, sort of at the beginning of the year. And he's been consistent. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league right now, which is I didn't say it. You said that in your mind, so just leave it at that. The next one we'll go to here is the Eagles Broncos. I'm all over the Eagles. I bought them up to 3.5. We also got them in circa, I believe that number was 1.5. Love them at 3.5. I think they could win this game outright. I did take them to win this game outright. I am a little nervous about the Broncos, though. Not going to lie. The Eagles' secondary is trash. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Jerry Jeudy beating back for the Broncos. He's finally going to get back into the mold. He's probably got that chemistry back down with Teddy that they had early on at the beginning of the year before he got hurt. Having said that, Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Next one we're on here is Seahawks Packers. I am on the over here, even though it's a snowy game. I did get it down. I mean, it's dropped since they've shown the weather like all over TV and stuff this morning. I did jump on the over at 44.5. I still think it's going to be okay. Don't let that snow get to your head. Lambeau Field has a very good heating system under their field for situations just like this. They've sort of eliminated that frozen tundra presence like you could get in the past. So I fully expect that field to be melted down. The playing field will actually be, solid. It'll be wet, but I don't think they're going to be, running through snow or anything like that. Unless there's a steady, heavy stream of snow throughout the entire game, I just don't see that playing a huge factor. One thing that could play a factor, though, in this overplay that I didn't take into consideration with the snow is Russell Wilson. If he's got to put a glove on to grip that football, after he's had that issue with it, that might be a problem with the snow. We'll see how much grip he has with that football. If he can't throw the ball, good luck, Seattle. I like the Packers in this one. The chef talked me off the ledge with it. He thinks Seattle's got something to prove. This is sort of a must-win game for them, which, I totally get. The Russell Wilson glove issue with the snow, that worries me. I also think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out like a bat out of hell. Like now he is I won't say the anti-vaxxer, but the anti-COVID vaccine, like poster boy for right now. So he sort of has to come out and do well to make it seem like, oh no, I'm good. I was smart for this. I didn't take that. I knew what I was doing. I'm still MVP A-Rod right now. So I think he's going to ball. But at the same time, being away from his team for that long, having to just do virtual meetings, not getting those reps. He's been doing yoga or something in Wisconsin. He hasn't really been doing much else, he said. He said that on the Pat McAfee show. Love the Pat McAfee show. Here's a little supporter ride boost. Me and Public House, big fans. So we'll see what happens. I still like the over. I think they're going to perform, even like a 27-21, that gets you there. 24-21 gets you there at my number. So look at buying the points down. Look at buying it and see where you want it to be. If you got to buy too much to fit your agenda, you might want to go the other direction and completely switch your brain process. Just play it by ear. Make your plays, record them, do your due diligence to see, what you're weak on, what you're strong on. It'll help in the long term. I'm telling you. You can break it down by, you like away teams too much. You like favorites way too much. You like underdogs way too much. You like over 50 way too much. You like under 40 way too much. It's all like these things, and when you find out your trends and kind of what you tend to do and how it gets you into trouble is how it can save you and keep money in your pocket instead of these bookmakers. So just keep that in consideration. Last game we are going to go over, and yes, it is the last game in the Circa. We are Rams. I'm all about the LA Rams. Makes me nervous with all the news that they have. It's like everybody and their mama is, has already given the Rams the Super Bowl title. That part makes me nervous. They might be riding a little too fat and sassy, fat and sloppy in there. Feeling a little too good. 49ers are they're having a down year. They weren't supposed to. They still have a solid team, solid roster on paper for the 49ers, especially that defense. So I expect the 49ers to give them a game. I ultimately expect the Rams to win this game. I don't know if they'll cover. I bought them down to the money line. We did take them circa at -3.5. Makes me super nervous. What are you going to do? That's what Circa does. They give you those lines that make you stay up at night. So that is what we're looking at as far as this weekend's games today and tomorrow. I have not really looked into any of the anytime touchdown scores that we've done in the past. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull up. Let's see if we can check some stuff out. See if we can't come up with a couple here. Maybe a good anytime parlay. Dave, when do you guys get back from New York, man? Are you guys coming back today? All right, let's see. Lions, Steelers. Chase Claypool's out. I think Najee, I don't know. He's questionable. He'll probably go. He kind of has to if the Steelers want a chance, right, on offense. Um, how effective is he going to be? Don't know. Really don't know. Lions, on the other hand, if let me make sure. I would probably lean DeAndre Swift there. Um, I think he should be able to get something. Maybe even. Yeah, I think the anytime touchdown. If I'm looking at that Lions Steelers game as an option for it, I would probably go DeAndre. Um, that's probably the safest bet. Let me see the number on it. Yeah, he's plus 130. Um, TJ Hawkinson is probably another one that I would look at for the Lions. He's a plus 220. Those two, I'm gonna write down for myself. Actually, I might do a little something on those. But those would be the two that I would lean for on those. Browns Patriots. No Nick Chubb, no Kareem Hunt, no Demetric Felton. So it is Dearness Johnson's ball today for the Browns on the running game. Baker Mayfield is going to have a good game. They've had a lot of controversy around him and that poor organization with all that Odell stuff. He's got to have a good game. Having said that, is he going to have a good game? That's a whole other story. I think the safer bet, if you're looking at one here, is probably Damian Harris for the Patriots. Damian Harris or maybe Dearness Johnson. Let's look at the numbers and see what we're at. So anytime touchdown for Dearness, you're looking at -165. I'm not a huge fan of that number. See if there's any others that sort of stand out. I'd say a tight end, but the Patriots generally run a two tight end set, so that's something I feel like they're pretty prepared for practice wise, is trying to defend the tight end. Um, yeah, I may stay away from that one. Maybe a Jarvis on a flyer kind of deal, but that might be one that I ultimately stay away from as far as the anytime touchdown. Next, we can talk Bills Jets. Bills Jets. What an ugly game this is going to be. I'm probably going to run with Devin Singletary. He is on my fantasy team. He is getting the start today because Zach Moss is out. Um, I think that could be the play. Josh Allen may be another one. I mean, he's going to have a good game after putting up 6 points, not one touchdown against the Jaguars last week. That's embarrassing. This offense should come back and snap back pretty strong. They're getting Dawson Knox back as well. I think Josh Allen has a big day. It's a matter of if he puts it on the ground at all. I don't think he does. I think he might get one with Stephon. He might get one with Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, and Dawson Knox. I mean, he could spread it out all over the board. He might run one in himself. It could be a huge day for Josh Allen and this team. For that reason, I probably won't get in on Devin Singletary. I might, I'll write it down as a consideration. But I probably won't get to the window in time on that one. I don't know. There's something about it. Ty Johnson is a guy that I like for the Jets. I don't know if he scores in this one, but look at him maybe next week to get a touchdown. I like Ty Johnson and where he's going. He seems like he's starting to build some progress and momentum within that offense as a receiving running back. I don't know if that's the Mike White effect or what, but he's starting to get some play. Jaguars Colts. I mean, Jonathan Taylor all day long, right? Like Jonathan Taylor is the pick in that one. I would imagine he's got to be in the 200s, the minus 200s for anytime touchdown on him. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, he's minus 230. So that scares me, to be honest. I do think he will get one in, but, we had a beautiful 8-team anytime touchdown parlay a couple weeks back. It was me and Public House. We put our heads together, and we threw Derrick Henry on there, and he was like a minus 260. I forget who he was playing. It was one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. Didn't get one. Blew us up, and we lost that chance at that parlay just off of a minus 260 Derrick Henry TD. So I do have ill feelings in my heart towards anything above like a minus 170 for anytime touchdowns. I think the one here is probably Michael Pittman. I think Michael Pittman gets one from Carson. That's a plus 115 as well. So it's kind of a lower number, but you're still getting that plus side, that plus money. I would lean Michael Pittman on that one. Vikings, Chargers. I mean, you got to look Dalvin Cook. Got to look Dalvin Cook, in my opinion. You could also look maybe Mike Williams. He's been quiet lately, but how many eggs are you going to throw in that basket? I do like the Vikings Chargers over, so I mean, people are going to have to score in this game. It's just a matter of who you think is going to. Dalvin Cook only has 2 touchdowns through 8 games. Austin Eckler has 5 through 8 games. Let's see. Justin Jefferson has 4 touchdowns through 8 games. Keenan Allen. Damn, I'm sorry, Keenan. I didn't mean to call you Keelan. Keenan Allen, he's got 2. Let's see if there's anybody else. How many does Thielen have? Okay, Adam Thielen has 7 touchdowns in 8 games. So I'm leaning Adam Thielen. That's kind of ridiculous, and he's not a focal point really being talked about. I mean, he's Adam Thielen, and Mike Williams has 6. Mike Williams has 6 touchdowns, and he hasn't had a touchdown since since they played Cleveland October 10th. Over a month since Mike Williams has had a touchdown. He has 6 in 8 games. What we doing, LA? What we doing? You wonder why you took that losing streak. What's happening? Let's pull up these numbers, because I'm kind of, based off that, I'm leaning almost Adam Thielen and Mike Williams here. Mike Williams is plus 110, and Adam Thielen is plus 135. The favorites here are Eckler at minus 185 and Dalvin Cook at minus 140. I'm thinking Mike Williams and Thielen both get one here. I think that's the play. If I had to pick one over the other, I'm going Thielen. Thielen is Kirk Cousins' bailout guy. So worst comes to worst, if they're down, they have to have a score, and they're in the red zone. He's going to go to Thielen over any other guy. I mean, he's got Jefferson, yeah. KJ Osborne, okay. Dalvin Cook, okay. Conklin, all right. He's going to Thielen. He's going to Thielen when he has to. So I would lean Thielen over Mike Williams. But I still like Mike Williams, I think, to get one as well here. Let's do a quick glance if there's any other games that sort of stick out. We can run through the 1 o'clock maybe real quick. The Buccaneers football team, too volatile. Too many guys could score. I think I'm going to be off of that. Saints, Titans. Alvin Kamara is out. So look for somebody else to make something happen with the Saints. I'm pretty sure Taysom Hill is out too. So it's Trevor Siemian's show. Solely on Trevor Siemian's shoulders. I ultimately stayed off this game. I was really, really leaning the Titans here. Julio Jones just went on the IR also. Obviously, they're without Derrick Henry. I don't know. Maybe A.J. Brown. If the Titans are going to do something, A.J. Brown, Adrian Peterson, maybe somebody like that. The Saints, God, I would stay away from the Saints entirely, in my humble, woeful opinion. Let's see real quick these numbers for A.J. Brown. Let's see. A.J. Brown's a plus 110. Adrian Peterson's a plus 210. They still got Jeremy McNichols. Oh, it's going to be Mark Ingram. I forgot the Saints got Mark Ingram. So it's not going to be all bad for the Saints. But it's going to be bad. You'll get A.J. Brown matched up with Marshawn Lattimore. I don't know. We'll move on from that one. Falcons, Cowboys. I actually think this one's going to be kind of high scoring, but I've gone back in my head with it on numerous times. I'm probably going to stay away from it anytime touchdown scoring wise, but I could see Cordell. I could see Kyle Pitts. He's been hot lately. I could see Zeke getting in, CD, even maybe Amari, but I think CD and Zeke are probably the two for the Cowboys in this one. Panthers, Cardinals, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. Kyler Murray and DeAndre probably aren't going to play. Don't know what you're going to get with that. Panthers, man, I kind of lean Panthers. We almost took the Panthers as one of our circa picks this week, and ultimately we didn't because the Panthers have, if you've been paying attention this year, have been spurning us. So we backed off of that one. That might be a game that I jump on as these 1 o'clocks go on. May jump on the Panthers there and take those points. Especially you're going to want to take it before they announce Murray and Hopkins out officially a little closer. So maybe try to, if you are leaning Panthers, maybe try to get that first half of these early games so that you still have time to do it. Otherwise, you may lose that opportunity. Right now I think it's at 7.5. You'd lose that opportunity. It's probably going to go down to more like 3, 4, something like that, maybe in less. So that's something to consider. Chiefs, Raiders. I'm not going to touch that one. Eagles, Broncos. Same. Not touching it. Seahawks, Packers. I'd look Devontae Adams for sure. But even then, that's probably one that I would stray away from. So yeah, I think my main ones that I'm looking at here are Adam Thielen, Mike Williams, DeAndre Swift, Devin Singletary, and Michael Pittman. So we'll see what those do. I'll throw something on them and see what rides out. But yeah, we got less than 10 minutes here from kickoff. So I will let y'all get to it. I wish you good luck this week. And get ripped, baby. Oh, yeah. Check out our new hoodies. If anybody's interested, hit us in the chat. Comment on the video. Hit us in the DM on Instagram. We can make it happen.
Buy a hoodie!
Yeah, buy a hoodie.